Do you want to live a happy life? You want to live a long life? You want to live above 100 years with happiness, joy, and free of sickness? There are three major things that you need to know. I call it EFA. E stands for something, F stands for another thing, and A stands for another thing. You must understand these three things, and I bet it with you, living longer life will be a very, very easy thing for you. Based on research and research, scientific research, medical research, and every other thing, everything have been brought together. I'm a nutritionist and I understand how well those things work. I call it EVA. One must not be left out. The three must work together. So if you are watching this video now, presently, I will advise you to stick around for a while. I will not waste your time. I will try as much as possible to summarize and say everything I want to say in a very short while. So I won't waste your time, please. It's worth watching. The number one thing I will have to explain is E. We have EFA. So E, what does E means? E stands for your emotion. If you want to live more than 100 years on earth easily, you have to be careful of your emotion. What do I mean by that? What spoils emotion are anger, keeping malice, grudges, when you are not happy or when you are afraid, frightening. Let's take for example, please, I want to enjoy you. The second and the last one is the most important thing. So you have to listen very well and take your time, please. Now, we are talking about emotion. Let's take an example. This is a cup. This is not heavy at all. This cup is not heavy. It's very light. Even 1-year-old child can take this. Okay? But if you are holding on to this now, you are holding on to it. 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. When you are getting to 3 hours, you will start shaking. This thing will be becoming more heavier and heavier and heavier until you start shaking and you couldn't hold it any longer before you drop it. But by the time you drop it, you'll be feeling a lot of pains in your hands, a lot of pains around your body because you have held into this thing for a long time. That is how our emotions are. Anything that troubles your mind, that troubles your emotion, never allow it to stay for so long in your mind. How can you go about that? There are many methods. If you have games, which I will later get to that, you can watch TV and watch what will make you happy. Because sometimes there are some things on TV that even add up to your bad emotions. Please make sure you laugh. Okay, there's another day that say if you did not laugh in a day, that day is wasted. Make sure you laugh and enjoy your life, please, no matter what. So that's about emotion, because emotion deals with our body system. If you eat the best balanced diet, I say again, but your emotions are very bad, your body system will not extract the correct thing from the food, or else it will trigger your body, trigger some hormone. I don't want to complicate anything. I won't mention any hormone here, but it will trigger some hormone in your body, and the hormone will what? Will now shoot your BP, increase your body blood flow in the body, and spoil a lot of organs in your body. So that's why it is very, very important. Emotion is the number one thing out of the thing. Emotion is the number one thing. People speak less about it, and I said I will make this video to help out in that manner. So emotion is the number one thing, please. Number two, I say EFA. Number two is F. What is that F? F is for feeding. Feeding. Some people always tell you, you can eat this food in the morning, eat this in the afternoon, eat this at night. Now, I will be telling you the fact here. There are principles which God has given to us indirectly, but people are not aware of it. I will show it to you, and I will tell you what God always speaks to us in terms of what we should eat, what is expected of our body to eat, and I will give you an indicator. I will back it up, and you understand why it is good for us to eat some things and run away from some things. Now, I will categorize feeding into two major aspects. The first one is living food. The second one is dead food. Now, what are the living food? Living food are those food that have been taken raw, directly. When you take anything raw, that's the number one way of living food. Or when you cook it in a very light way, okay, not really overcooking, cooking in a very light way, things that you can eat, and you are taking it directly as living as it is, either from plant or animal. Okay, those are the living food, either from plant directly or from animal. You might cook it, it might be raw. Those are the living food. Now, the dead food are the packaged food. Food that have been packaged, that have been preserved. Please run away from it. Now, living food are of different categories also. Under living food, we have the best, we have the good, and we have the better. So let me start from the best now, okay? And I will describe it using the plant as a description. Look at plants. Look at plants thoroughly. There are many parts of plants. Okay, it ranges from the leaf to the fruits, to the branches, to the stem, and to the root. We have different parts of plants. Now, I will also categorize that as saying above the ground and under the ground. Let's talk above the ground now. The best food for your body, I'm saying it and I will say it again. The best food that God has ordained for us to be eating, best food for your body are the food over ground, food above the ground. The more they go above the ground, the best the food is for your body. I say again, the more above they go off the ground, the best is for your body. Now, let me explain now. Let's look at an analogy. Look at every part I've mentioned now, from the leaf to fruit. From fruit, let me now talk about the what? The root now. Which one can you see in large quantity? The one that you can see in the largest quantity is the leaf. It means God is telling us that what we should be eating most is leaf. Leaf is the highest part of vegetable, and there is nothing bad about that. The most thing that God wants us to be eating that will affect us less, please and please, is the leaf. That's why I've warned you and I've begged you to watch this video. Even if you're not going to watch any other video, try to watch this video and watch it to the end, please. And you will gain. I'm very sure you will gain. Because I'm using this to help people and to tell people what they should know and how they should go about it. And how they should go about it for the betterment of their health. Now, plant take things from the soil and refine it. Try to refine it and make it the best. So leaf is the best part of the plant. It has the most nutrients. Every mineral that you need, every vitamin that you needed, everything you needed is in the leaf. Now, if you now go by that and you consume the leaf most, it means the leaf must be consumed most because it's the one with the highest number of quantity that God has produced for us. After that, the second one is the fruit. Even it is being said in the Bible that we should eat fruit. It is the leaf, vegetable and fruit that we should consume normally. Fruit are also en masse, also many. If you plant just one seed, you will see how many seeds God will give out of it. It means we needed it more. We need plant most. After that, fruits. We have a lot of fruits, so you can take anyone you like. It doesn't mean that you must eat corn and leave this. You must eat no. Look at the one that suits your body system. Okay, that's why God created them in varieties so that you can take anyone you like and you have preference for. After fruit, we now talk about stem. There are some food we eat that are stem. In terms of that stem, some of them are deep down the soil, some of them are just above the soil. For example, sweet potato. Sweet potato is in the soil, but very, very close to the topmost soil. It's always in the topmost soil, which means it's one of the best tubers. It's one of the best tubers that we get from the root. Now, followed by yam. Yam also goes down. Okay, followed by cassava. Cassava goes the least down. The only product we can take from cassava sometimes is the cassava flake. We call it gari. Cassava flakes. Now, the more down the ground, the more deep down the ground you have to go before you take things that you want to eat, the worse it is for your body. The more down to the ground, they are full of toxins. Toxins are poisonous chemicals. They are full of toxins. They have not been refined. They are in the soil already. Any of them that now goes up into the leaves have been refined by God to make it so pure for the consumption of human being. So that's why it is very important to consume things that are above. Consume more of vegetable and fruit. Please, I believe I've explained myself. Please. Now, EFA, E, I've said that emotion. F, I've said that feeding, which is food, how you eat, and I've explained that. Now, the last one, which is A, activities. You have to be engaged. You have to engage yourself in different activities. Let's take, for example, look at animals that lives in the forest, that lives in the bush, despite the fact that they might not see what they eat easily. But because they move more than the domestic animals, so they live longer. Okay, if you look at their meat, if you kill them and kill the animals, their own meat are more proteinous and more nutritious than those ones we have given food at home. They eat fresh things and they move. Movement. That is the number one characteristic of living things. Ability to move. So I always give some rules to myself as I am now. If not for this video, I hardly sit for 1 hour. The highest I can sit in a place is 1 hour. Once I check my time and I see it's more than 1 hour, I stand up. I walk around for a while before I come back and sit. Okay? So it is always good for us to take some motions. We have to move. You can take some, maybe 1.5 kilometers from your house. Move every day. Try to exercise your body. You can go to games. If you like table tennis, you can take table tennis, play table tennis. If you like football, you can play football a bit. A lot of games. Make yourself happy. Now, if you go through the 3 things I've told you now, I bet it with you. You go through it and you follow the rules to the letter. You will be surprised that you are going to live more than 100 years comfortably. Even if you are struck by sickness, your immune system will be very strong to the extent that little treatment they give to you in the hospital, it will work. So please, let's put this in mind. And I would like you to subscribe to this channel. Send this video to people, like the video and share to people. Let us educate ourselves. It's not just about money alone. Let's educate ourselves. Normally, this channel is a tutorial channel for mathematics, physics, and chemistry. I teach students on how to solve a lot of questions, and I tutor them on how to pass different examinations. I studied chemistry to the master's to the postgraduate level, and I did a lot of medicinal chemistry and pharmaceutical chemistry. So I understand the nitty-gritty of plants, animals, and how we should eat them. Even if you have to take animals, please let it be a very minute way. And if you want to cook it, you can cook it with garlic and a lot of onions so that they can digest very well in our system. That's the problem of meat. Meat is good, but they don't digest easily. So it's good for us to go for plant-based nutrition. Thank you. God bless you. See you in another video. Thank you.